Hey guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. I hope everybody's doing amazing. And today we're going to be talking about what a whole lot of experts are not telling you. And uh I was talking to one of my team members about why entrepreneurs struggle so much. And part of the reason is because you've got all these experts, including myself, out there telling you what's important. And so you're splitting your time between social media and building funnels and hiring a team. Good morning, D. Morris, and all of these other things. And unfortunately, it leaves you very little time. Good morning, Ramonica, to focus on what's important. And what's truly important in any business for the sustainability of that business is profits. And I do now and always have been focused on making sure that in all that you do, your business makes more money. Somebody look at your neighbor and say more money. Good morning, Ramonica. Good morning, CJ, Cherie, Vicky. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Arthur, Cherie, Ashley, Dope Village Teas, Impress Glow. Good morning, Miss Nita. And so it's no wonder that a lot of business owners get confused, focused on the wrong things. Good morning, Ola. And that's what we're going to be talking about this morning because we're approaching the second half of the year. And I'm about to do my 8th annual profit planning session. Oh my goodness. And I normally do it in January. But this year, because there's been so much commotion, I wanted to do it in July so that you could reset. Come on now. So that you could reset your focus, so that you could reset your mindset, so that you could reset what is important in your business. And you can grab your ticket. It's normally $199. But because I know so many of you need to reset in order to make your profit goals for this year, it's only $39. It's happening Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Go to bit.ly/red, white, and green to get your ticket. So let's talk about why it's so important. Number one, what you focus on grows. If you focus on your problems, they're going to grow. If you focus on your revenue, it's going to grow. You focus on losing weight, you'll lose weight. It's no secret that the things that you laser focus on grows. But because money, let me just be real quick, is such a foreign subject to most of us. Come on now, somebody say tell the truth, coach. Good morning, Patrice. Since money is such a foreign concept to us, I'm not saying we don't know what money is, but I'm saying the mass majority of us weren't raised in households with a lot of money. The mass majority of us weren't raised with households that had written budgets. The mass majority of us weren't raised in households that had portfolios and weren't raised in households that had, just an abundance of money. And so we were raised, come on now, I'm about to tell the truth, Nita, to work hard and that the money would come. Thank you, Ramonica, for posting the link. We were taught that if you work hard, the money would come. And so that may be true somewhat in a workforce, but in a business, if you don't laser focus on the money at all times, what you will find is you will find yourself running a business that does not live up to its profit potential. And many of us, because here again, we don't understand earnings and revenue and profits and losses because that's not how we grew up. If we don't get an education in how to plan your profits the right way on paper, we'll never know. See, once you take this workshop and learn, you need to make profit a habit. Planning your profit needs to be a habit. Making a profit needs to be a habit. And many of us, just being honest, because again, we don't understand the inner workings of money, we go out and we work very, very hard in our businesses, and we don't understand when our business does not make the level of money that everybody else is making, not realizing that that level of money comes with a plan. The Bible says, write the vision. It doesn't change in your business. The Bible didn't say just write the vision for your life. The Bible didn't say just write the vision for your weight loss. Write the vision to get a man. The Bible said write the vision and make it plain. And the same is true when it comes to your money and your profits in your business. And to be honest with you, many of us, first of all, don't know how to write a profit plan correctly, because there is a system. There is a system for writing a profit plan that covers everything you need to make more money. So if you don't know the system, then what are you writing down on paper? I talk to entrepreneurs all the time. I say, do you have a profit plan? They say, no, coach, I don't. But good point. Let me go make one. How do you make something that you don't know the recipe for? Right? If you want to go bake a cake, you've got to have the recipe. I can't say, hey, do you have a cake? And you say, no, coach, I don't have a cake. Let me go make one. How do you even know what to put in the cake? Same thing with your profit plan. Without expert guidance, how do you even know what to put in your profit plan? Because you don't know what you don't know. And a lot of that is you don't even know what your potential is to make more money. Sometimes it takes somebody else to challenge your own point of view, because the mass majority of us, and if you got any questions, make sure you put them in the chat. The mass majority of us don't even know what we're worth. Somebody look at your neighbor and say, wow. The mass majority of us don't even know what we're worth. So you may be out there planning for 25,000 and you're worth 50. You may be out there planning 50 and you're worth 100. You may be planning 100 and you're worth 200. And because you don't have anybody to come in and challenge your own self-view, because that's one thing we've got to stop doing. We've got to stop building our business based on what we think we're worth. Sometimes you need somebody to come in and tell you, and D. Morris, you know this to be true. When I met you and when I first started saying, well, D, you could charge more for them cakes. Your first thing was, coach, I don't think people will pay for it. But we underestimate people. People will pay more if you will charge them more. Come on now, look at your neighbor and say, wow. See, we're so concerned that we're going to lose a client that we charge less, not realizing that charging less is killing our business. And sometimes, let me help y'all. Sometimes you got to get your personal point of view out of the way. You've got to get your personal point of view of yourself out of the way and say, this is a business and let me run it accordingly. Now let me call out my ladies, because I'm guilty of the same thing. And if you want to join our profit planning session, it's Tuesday at 7 p.m. If you want a profitable business, you need to be there, bit.ly/red-white-green. Tickets are only $39. It's normally $199 because this is a profit planning masterclass. Now, let's be honest about why we don't write things down sometimes. Sometimes we don't write things down because that means we need to face the truth. Somebody say, ouch. Hey, Lori. Good morning, love. Thanks for sharing. Somebody say, ouch. Good morning, Carolyn. Sometimes we don't write things down because when we write them down, that means we have to face the truth. We have to face the truth that our business is not earning as much money as we thought it would. We have to face the truth that we're spending more money than we're earning. And if some people would just stop and write things down, what they're going to realize is maybe this is not a good business idea after all, or maybe it's a good business idea and I just don't know how to make it work. You know, we've got to stop jumping. Let me help y'all. We've got to stop jumping from idea to idea, jumping on other people's bandwagon, copying and pasting other people's ideas, thinking that it's going to make us more money. God already gave you. Good morning, Clarice. God already gave you what's going to make you your revenue. And if you haven't gone out and done the work to learn how it's going to be profitable. I talked to somebody yesterday morning doing great work with children literacy. She said, I think I'm going to leave this and start doing something else. And I asked her why. She said, well, the children's literacy is not making any money. I said, what have you invested? How much have you invested to learn how to make it a profitable business? Are y'all listening to what I'm saying? You could have the best idea in the world, but until you know how to make that idea make money, it's just going to stay a good idea. You could have the best product in the world. Somebody say, ouch. And while you're over there thinking, well, nobody's buying it because it's not a good product, that's not it. Nobody's buying it because you don't know how to sell it. Is everybody with me? Somebody say, oh, yeah, we having church. We ain't going nowhere. It might not be nothing wrong with the product. And while you over there trying to massage and change and update and repackage and rebrand the product, you ain't stopped to get an understanding of profit. And the Bible says in all of your getting, make sure the first thing you do is get an understanding. So you got to stop and sit back and take the whole picture into account. Because many of you have amazing, and here's the thing, nobody knows where your product is good or bad until they buy it. No one knows whether you have an awful product or a great product until they buy it. So if they're not buying it, it has nothing to do with the quality of the program, of the product. Does that make sense what I'm saying? If you understand, go ahead and type in, Coach, I understand. Nobody knows whether your product is good or bad until they buy it and take it home. So you may have an excellent product. Good morning, Cousin Sonia, that needs to be on a world platform. And it has nothing to do with the quality as to whether it's on a world platform or not. It has everything to do with, do you understand how to get it in front of more people? Do you understand how to get more people to say yes? Do you understand that everybody under the sound of my voice has $1 million potential? That's that keyword, though. That's that keyword. Everybody under the sound of my voice has $1 million potential. But do you have $1 million profit plan? I talked to somebody the other night, and she told me that she makes about $200,000 a year. And I looked at her business model, And I asked her, who's helping you with your business model? And I'm going to write a new business model and send it to you. And if your coach hasn't shown you this business model that I'm about to send to you, you need to fire them. See, you got to understand that part of your profit planning and the reason you got to put your profit plan on paper is because that's what stretches your mind. I wrote down $1 million a year long before I made it. And I'm not saying you don't have billionaire potential, but you got to get to millionaire first. You got to get the thousandaire first. Some of y'all need to get to hundredaire first. Some of y'all need to get to dollaraire first. But I ain't calling no names. See, we always want more without taking that next step. The first step is you got to break even. You can't make $1 million before you break even. The second step, you got to carry some over. You got to carry over 100 before you carry over 1,000. You got to carry over thousands before you carry over hundreds of thousands. Hello? You got to carry over hundreds of thousands. But if you can't make that first $5, if you can't make that first $50, if you can't make that first $500, you can't skip numbers. This is math. And you don't make it all overnight. You don't make it all instantly. This is business. It's not oatmeal. You can't just add hot water. Good morning, Bliss Beauty. So number one, a lot of you guys don't even know what your potential is for earning. And we're going to talk about that during a profit planning session 2 days from now, bit.ly/red-white-green. Number two, you don't know that there is a system. How many of you guys have a business plan? Let me ask you this. And be honest. How many of you guys do not have a business plan? Say me. And let me tell you why I'm asking. There is so much startup capital out here right now. There is so much money earmarked for Black businesses. There is so much money set aside for women-owned businesses. There's so much opportunity for you to get help in moving your business to the next level. How many of you do not have a business plan? Because if you don't have a business plan, you're going to get shut out. And one of the key pieces to a business plan is your ability to not just have a profit plan, but to be able to forecast your profits. And if you don't know how to forecast your profits, you need to go right now and buy your ticket. bit.ly/red, white, and green. People charge thousands of dollars to help you with a business plan. You cannot have a business plan without having your profit in there, a profit plan, and a profit forecast. And I'm going to show you how to do both of those Tuesdays. They're mandatory. They're mandatory because the bank want to know, where's your money going? Investors want to know, where's your money going? Where do you see your business going? People with startup capital, grants, sponsors, they want to know, where do you see your client base going? How do you see your revenue growing? And more importantly than any of those people, you need to know, where do I see my revenue in 6 months, in 9 months, in a year? And when you don't have that, then what in the world are you doing in your business? When you don't have that, how do you even know where your business is going? So you got to have it. Not only do you have to have it, you have to have it in writing. Let me ask you a question. Is your business profit, meaning the money you keep after you spend and buy everything you need to buy for your business, how important is your business profit to you? On a scale of 1 to 10, type it in. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is your business profit to you? With 10 being it's super important. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is your business profit to you? Rose said 10. Sonia said 10. D. Morris said 10. Miss Nita said 10. Tisha said 10. Doug Village T said 10. A lot of y'all not answering. It should be right up there with customer service. It should be right up there with getting new clients. It is the thing that's going to keep you in business. So now let me ask you a question. Out of everybody that said 10, do you have a profit plan and a profit forecast? Now you just told in writing, you just told me that it's the 10. It's the most important thing that you do. I read somewhere, thanks Patrice for signing up. I read somewhere that profit planning and customer service almost tie for the most important things in your business. They said customers are number one, but profit is so close behind it that they're almost tied. So if you just said, help me out now. If you just said, my profit is a 10, do you have a professionally created profit plan? Is it worth hiring somebody to show you what you need to have in that plan to move the needle on your profits? It's the second half of the year. We can't do the second half like we did the first. The first half of 2020 will go down in history. If you didn't make a profit in the first half, you are not by yourself. So many businesses had the lights turned out. So many businesses lost their focus. So many businesses had to recreate. So many businesses. But guess what it is now? This is halftime. And it's time for you to say that I don't care what happened. The first half is nothing I can do about it. It's water under the bridge. I can't cry over spilled milk. It's time for me to get my cleats on. It's time for me to get my pads on and get back out on this business field and go for what I know. As a business owner, you have to address the things that you don't have in your business. And if you say, I know I don't have a profit plan in writing, and let me tell you something. What you're going to see in this profit planning session is we use something that we used in corporate America called SMART goals. Anybody know what SMART goals are? First and foremost, SMART goals are specific. A lot of you may be saying, I need to earn more money this year. You got to call out the number. SMART goals are also measurable. That means a before and after picture. SMART goals are also actionable. You can't put something on your goals that you can't make happen. Like, if I can make Corona go away tomorrow, I can make more money, but you can't make Corona go away. So you can't put that on your goals. That doesn't have anything to do with you. SMART goals are realistic. And it doesn't mean that you don't stretch. It just means that you don't say, well, I made $1,000 last month and I'm going to make $1 million in the next 6 months, because your mind knows the difference between I'm going to stretch and I'm lying. And last but not least, the reason we have to create SMART goals for your profit plan is one of the big habits that we have as entrepreneurs. We don't set deadlines. Deadlines and discipline go hand in hand. The more disciplined you are in your business, the more dollars you're going to make. So SMART goals are time bound. I'm going to do this by this date. I'm going to do this by this date. And then you got to have checkpoints along the way. You can't say, I'm going to make $500,000 between now and the end of the year, and at no point check your progress. So we're going to be talking about all of that in the profit planning session so that you can get a jump start, laser focus on your profits. You just said it's a 10. Then why is it not on paper? bit.ly/red-white-green. I'm going to give you guys the profit planning worksheets that you need to be able to consistently plan your profits. And all you've got to do is buy your ticket and show up, understanding that if you don't change something, nothing changes. So again, guys, it's not your business ideas. It's not just social media. There's nothing wrong with your products or your services. It all boils down to, do you have a destination? Do you know where you're going? Your profits are your GPS. And if you don't put a dollar figure into the GPS before you start a business, you may settle for anything. And that's what we do a lot. We pat ourselves on the back that we made $50,000 or $60,000, and we say that's great, and we keep going. And we never look to see, I could be making so much more. I could be doing so much better. Let me stretch myself. Let me change some things. So Tuesday is the day for us to kick off the second half of the year successfully. bit.ly/red-white-green, my 8th annual profit planning session. Live. It's live. It's live. It's live. That's another thing. People out here selling these videos and y'all out here buying them, knowing them videos ain't finna help y'all. This is a live profit planning session where you will get an opportunity to ask questions at the end. It's critical that you start this new half of the year with new goals that will carry you through the end. So I'll see you guys Tuesday. Stay tuned for the BYOB morning show up next at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. I love you guys. Have an amazing Sunday.